I'm Shannon McAllister, the Executive Director of CARE, Child Abuse Resource and Education. Our DBA is the John 316 Center, and our after-school program is Wireless for Success now. It used to be Wired for Success.
Well, my name is Carolyn Ross Holmes, and I am the Programs Director here at the John 316 Center. And it's ironic that I started in February and then COVID hit in March. And the response was one to embrace the opportunity to be innovative. Our programs were typically held in person here at the center. And given the new restrictions, we decided to make a grand pivot and go virtual. And we just totally embraced the opportunities that were available to us using the Zoom platform. So we were able to still meet with the children virtually. And even though sometimes we missed having them present in the building, we still had the sounds of the children here in the building. And that just further encouraged us to look at the other programs that we offer as well. With the transition from the end of the school year into the summer, we actually had a grand time with the summer camp, and that was Camp Connect, where we put together all of the items that would typically be used in an in-person setting. We packaged it up and with nice plastic bins, and then each day of the week, the contents for that day were held for the activities, the devotion, for the programming of that day. So the response was one in which we chose to look at how we could continue to offer the programming that we have here at the center, but just in a different way.
Found that the program's impact was really almost heightened by the fact that so many social connections had been cut off. So the parents talked about how the children really enjoyed getting on and getting to see other children each day. That even though the program was being offered virtually, they were getting exhausted because they were really engaged in the activities that were planned, which even included a physical activity component, which was a jump rope challenge. They got to do STEM-related educational activities each day and be able to show off the solar car or the, oh goodness, it was a wiggly cup that the motor spun it around and it could write. And all kinds of different things, different art projects. And it not only provided the social connections that the children really desperately needed, it gave parents some peace of mind about having their children engaged in something that was both fun and educational, so it helped prevent some of the learning loss that can happen during the summer. And it gave them some unique opportunities to even show some leadership of their own and show off things that they'd learned to other students, to the adults who were engaged in the program. And I really feel like they came out of it with some pride in what they'd accomplished.
Partnerships was a key component. I think as a part of the planning for the summer camp in particular, we wanted them to have, to be exposed to different experiences. And so with that in mind, we were able to connect with, for instance, Working Landscapes is a local nonprofit organization that offers curriculum for schools for students to learn about the relationship from farm to table. And they were particularly excited because they usually do the curriculum that's for a whole year. But what's the 3 months that never would be used? Were the summer months. And so we were able to expose our young people to have a better understanding about the different fruits and vegetables of the summer season, which also became the ingredients for their cooking segment. And then we also were able to partner with Cooperative Extension. They also did some of the cooking segments for us. But what was really cool, and I think this just took the whole virtual experience to another level, was we were able to incorporate Zumba, and that Zumba teacher was doing her class from Greenville. And then we were also able to expose them to yoga, the experience of meditation and calming down. So just as we got them worked up, we also gave them cues and lessons on how to bring things down. And the yoga teacher, she was given the instruction from her studio in Raleigh. And then we were able to also engage here in our local community. We have Lakeland Cultural Arts Center, the theater, and their art director, he introduced them to some of the actors' warm-ups. And so the experiences that the children had were far more than I think sometimes in other settings or summer camp, they may not have gotten those opportunities for those types of exposure. And then we did also, Shannon had mentioned the solar car and the scribble bot, that thing that scribbled around. That was through the inspiration and some help collaboration with the Center for Energy Education. So we were extremely fortunate to be able to bring all of those different pieces together that made for a really robust summer camp experience. And to think that we did it for 6 weeks. But I would be remiss if I did not mention, we had 2 of the most awesome summer camp counselors. They just brought a whole new energy to the virtual experience. And I would kid with them, I said, Deidre and Elena, you're my personalities. So whatever you need, my TV personalities, you bring the energy and you continue to keep the children engaged in all of the other segments when they weren't with one of the partner activities. So it just made for a really full content for the day. And as Shannon had mentioned, the parents have said to us, I don't know what y'all doing to these kids, but they're just as exhausted. So I'd like to think that, again, all of the different things they were exposed to and the opportunities that were available to us from our partners just made our summer camp just absolutely extraordinary.
Not to feel like they have to do it themselves. To look at absolutely the resources that they have, but also to look at agencies that serve a similar demographic or could provide resources or programming to the students that they're trying to serve. I think one of the best aspects of the programming we did this summer and that we've continued into the school year is the partnerships and the different people that have brought their own skill sets, ones that we don't have in our agency, to that programming and have just made it so much more robust and valuable for the children involved. So beyond just, they think outside of the box, really look outside your agency and see who can help you create a great program and that would help support their own goals too. I do also want to add to seek different types of support that may be available. We had received a grant from the Truist Foundation that supported the purchase of items and equipment that we needed in order to pull this off. And that was another component that really made all of this possible.
If nothing else, my advice would be to always have an open mind and be willing to adjust. And I think when you're intentional about that, it lets down your guard to the resistance of, oh, I always did things this way, or it's gotta be that way. and it just opens you up to so many more opportunities. And I tell you, it's quite exhilarating to do new things and to still be able to have an end product that is quality and that it's enriching